because you will have tomorrow that they will train and many more days. It's about not to get injured, get through it, get your first 45 minutes on your belt and play, you know, get combinations, get familiar again with that ball, with the positions, with the combinations with your teammates. Get familiar again, get into good habits. You know, that's what this game is about.
Well, he wants them to move the ball quick and play on the front foot. We know that. We'll see maybe the start of it this evening because Chelsea's summer football is about to commence. So for that, it's over to your commentators, Clive Walker and Matt Davies-Adams.
No surprise that Danny Mount Park is sold out for this, the beginning of a new era for Chelsea Football Club. Somewhere that the Blues have visited before in pre-season, but this time it feels extra special. Taking on a Bohemians team coming towards the end of their domestic season, so the fitness levels of these two will be somewhat different, one would think. That said, Bohemians are by and large an amateur side. Cesar Azpilicueta, a former teammate of Frank Lampard, who leads out the Blues. As the 2019-20 pre-season campaign gets underway. And Clive Walker, whether you're Danny Drinkwater or Cesar Azpilicueta or Mark Gurhey, this game means something to you because there is somebody new to try and impress.
Well, it does, Matt. I think the one thing is the fact it's a new season. It gives everybody perhaps a start, and this first game is something you want to impress your manager with, and hopefully, you know, make him think that later on as the season progresses that he gives you an opportunity.
We are expecting two separate 11s in both halves for Chelsea, and maybe for Bohemians too. And they're coming into this game with something of an injury crisis. Chelsea stagger in the return of the first team squad. As you will be well aware, players have been all over the globe over the summer playing their trade for their countries. But there is plenty of talent available for Frank Lampard to call upon. Of course, plenty of Blues have travelled from West London because they want to be here for this, the unofficial first game for that man. Some would say the greatest player in Chelsea's history. Fourth on the all-time list of appearances, the top scorer for Chelsea Football Club. 3 Premier Leagues, 4 FA Cups, the Champions League, the Europa League, 2 League Cups as a player. He says that will last for 5 minutes. I think he'll get a little bit more credit than that, but you understand the general point, Clive, that he knows that his playing career won't count for too much if the results don't follow as head coach.
Well, we'll never forget his playing career. I mean, it was absolutely outstanding for Chelsea Football Club, and rightly so. That is now put to bed, you know, and with Frank now as the manager, we have to wait and see what Frank the manager gives us, and I think he will be given every opportunity by the football club and the fans, of course, to progress the football club in a good way. And I think if we can achieve some of the achievements we've got to in the last maybe 15 or so years, then if he gets anywhere near that, then he's getting off to the right start.
And have a minute's silence in remembrance of Oren Tully, supporter of both these clubs, who passed away aged just 19. His family in attendance tonight. He battled a long illness. He loved Bohemians and Chelsea, and we will pay our respects to him now.
Recently, Oren Tully, he just died simply too young. A mad Chelsea fan. He even met Mourinho himself. We used to call him the Ginger Mourinho, and he's a Blues fan too. He would have been first in the gate here tonight. Please, a round of applause for Oren Tully.
way too soon. We love both these clubs. And as the announcer said, would have been first in the turnstile tonight. And Kennedy, Canny Drinkwater and Ethan Ampadu as a two in midfield. In front of them, Casey Palmer, Conor Gallagher and Pedro, with Michy Batshuayi up front. There aren't too many familiar names in the Bohemians lineup. James Talbot, recently called into Mick McCarthy's Ireland squad, is the goalkeeper. Danny Mandrew came from Brighton's academy system a couple of months ago and won the League of Ireland Player of the Month for June. Number 7, worth keeping an eye out for. Number 9, Andre Wright, trialist, so you can tick that particular word off your pre-season bingo card. Clive, I guess the first thing we're looking for is formation. We're led to believe from that team that it's going to be 4-2-3-1, but as ever, these things will be fluid in pre-season, and we'll probably know within the first 10 minutes or so how we're actually going to set out to start the game at least.
Well, if we're going to play 4-2-3-1, I mean, it's a formation we suggested perhaps last season, which didn't apply. So sorry, but I think also Frank Lampard will know in his own head the players that he's got available to him, and if those players fit 4-2-3-1, he will use it in that particular way. I can't see Frank changing it, to be honest. I think that's something that he knows, he understands, and he's obviously looked at it from the outside and suggested that that's the way he wants the team to play. So I think he'll get the players to fit to that system, and I think they'll want to play that way.
Still quite to finding Pedro, two of the experienced heads in this starting 11. Here's Ethan Ampadu, who found his season interrupted by injury last year. Conor Gallagher, Chelsea's Academy Player of the Year. Lovely first touch from Pedro, as you would expect. Came in field, though Sterling had made a run outside of him. Got it back from Batshuayi. Didn't find any room to shoot, though. Ampadu snapping in to win it back.
He does well, doesn't he? Here we are in the first minute or so, and already throwing himself into challenges. And do you know what? I love him in there because that's what he does, and he wins the ball cleanly. So I think we started off probably as we'd expect it to start. You know, we have plenty of the ball. That's just how Frank would like us to be. And maybe the intervention now and then from the Bohemians to change things slightly.
A chance for Wright, the trialist, to make a good early impression here. Goodness me, nearly did, didn't he?
Well, as a trialist, you've got to score, Matt. You know, that might be his only chance he gets. But what an opportunity. He's found the space nicely. I mean, it's a nice little ball here. Not really quite dealt with by Dujon, but he gets an opportunity there. A slight drop-off from Azpilicueta, which gives him an opportunity and a bit of space to maybe pick out that bottom corner, but he just drags it wide. Good chance for them.
And there's that Mark Gurhey, many of you will be familiar with. Most you certainly are. Messrs Edwards and Morris in particular. Confirmed this evening that Jody is the assistant head coach, and Joe Edwards and Eddie Newton and Chris Jones are assistant coaches. That's Dujon Sterling at Coventry last year.
Well, again, players like Dujon, we've seen over the years, haven't we, in the academy sides, and you know, really is a talented player. You know, and he's obviously been away from the club on loan, as we know a lot of players do. Maybe this is his opportunity. We talk about players getting back into the fold and having a chance. Well, this will be a big chance for him tonight.
Bohemians currently third in the League of Ireland, albeit they're 14 points off the pace Dundalk is setting. Third place would be enough to get them into Europa League qualifying for the 2021 season. The League of Ireland season runs February to September. As I say, most of these players not full-time contracted. Even the manager, in fact, Keith Long, works as a salesman in the office supplies industry to pay the bills. He an under-17 World Cup winner. I think we're a bit disappointed he didn't get off the bench at Leicester on the last day of the season, weren't we? Seemed like a good opportunity to give him a go. Yeah. He's certainly going to get that in pre-season, I think.
Yeah, and it's good, you know, physical challenge. Andre Wright is probably going to give him a physical challenge. It would be good for him. I think, as we must mention, we always do, Matt, about this stage of the season. Always a point when it's all about fitness. You know, the result is not important. It really isn't. But You want to get off to a winning start, as always. But it's all about the physicality of the players. You know, how do they feel? At the moment, for me, OK, it's early yet in the game, but you know, we look nice and sharp, you know, and I like to see that from the players.
Jimmy mentioned it before, and you confirmed it before we came on air, that it is about individuals and knowing what their personal level of fitness is and how far they should put it. Does that change slightly when there's a new manager? Is the temptation there to maybe go a bit harder than you ought to at this stage, or do you need to be able to manage that?
There's always a temptation, Matt. You know, you when you get into the situation of playing, you love the game so much that you just feel that that's what you want to do is play. But you have to be careful. You know, you don't want an injury. That's the one thing you don't need. But you also want to push your body to a certain extent to get as fit as possible. And you're the one who knows that. As a player, you know how fit you can be at this particular stage of your pre-season training. And if you feel better than perhaps maybe one or two others, then you're going to push a little bit harder. But don't overdo it. That would be the question, because you don't want the injury.
It's Guehi again, bringing it up to halfway, finding Casey Palmer, like Dijon Sterling, one of those players who burst onto the scene at academy level a couple of years ago. Maybe not quite had the impact during his loan spell, certainly at Bristol City last season, where he was a sub more often than he started. Spent the first half of the campaign at Blackburn with Palmer. A player who we've seen score some absolutely outrageous goals for the various Chelsea academy sides.
It was a good thing if you can score goals. Never goes unnoticed, does it? Chelsea certainly has done that in the past.
Talbot put under pressure, managed to get his clearance up to halfway. And to do with a bit of time. Palmer couldn't quite get the shot away. Good challenge on him.
He had a chance, didn't he? Just hesitated a bit, but I guess, you know, with Bohemians already into their season, you know, they're going to be maybe that little bit crisper in the challenge, and I think you need to get your shot away a little bit quicker there from Casey Palmer, because he's got the power from that sort of distance for sure.
Sterling. Well, marshalled all the way to the byline by Graydon. Spilicueta a bit too robust with the shove.
I think they call that extra tight marking, don't they? Had nowhere to go. And from Cesar's position, he's got across well. But I think Andre Wright realised he was there and he was coming as soon as the challenge comes in, wins the free kick.
Lara Leahy, the left back, plays it forward. He's capped by the Ireland under-21 side. Started his career at Coventry. Lots of these players for the Bohemians team and squad have been at EFL clubs predominantly and worked their way back to Ireland. This is Kennedy. Had a go. It's broken for Batshuayi, and he gets Chelsea off and running inside 8 minutes. The kind of goal that he's made a career on. Kennedy set it up for him, and Batshuayi
goes in Batshuayi's favour. Having said that, big strong physical challenge coming in here, and he just brushes him off with ease. Absolutely no problem for Michy, and he just buries it with, well, the timing of the strike was superb. No chance for the goalkeeper, but it's the physical way he held off the defender for me which made the goal.
He is a goal scorer. He's just been to the taste of every coach he's played for, wherever he's been. Finished quite well at Palace last season, 3-2, got 5 and 11 in the Premier League for them. Been out at Dortmund and Valencia since last we saw him. Scored twice in his last Chelsea appearance, actually. He's won a free kick here too.
Yeah, good challenge as well from Casey Palmer, who got in and won the ball, but all of a sudden Chelsea come to life as well. I think a goal, we always say a goal will give you that little bit extra, a little bit of buzz. Well, we just upped the pace a little bit now, and questions are being asked. Good start.
Pedro fancies this. Danny Drinkwater's over the ball too.
It's interesting as well. We know players in training will practice this, and it doesn't matter who they are. We know who the good free kick takers are at the club, and sometimes this gives opportunities to other players. We don't very often see Pedro take free kicks from this sort of distance. I think they call this authority.
No David Luiz or Willian yet. Here's Pedro. He might not take the next one.
That's blown his chance. Not even close enough, was it, from Pedro? But it's good that, you know, he wants to do it. You know, I think you've got to have a go in.
He's Chelsea head coach. I mentioned they are by and large amateurs. It's by and large volunteer run club these days. Bohemians almost went out of business back in 2011, salvaged by the supporters, who now have a very hands-on role in the day-to-day running of the club. One of those who just, you never know, do John Sterling. Slightly later development in his career, or much later development, but you always think back to the Victor Moses scenario of a couple of years ago when Antonio Conte came in and he was nowhere in terms of his Chelsea career, and he ended up as a key player in a Premier League winning side. Batshuayi trying to get in again here, and just about held off on the right side of the law by James Finnerty.
Just about got that Finnerty, didn't he? He was unlucky there, Batshuayi. He looked nice and sharp and quick. And again, the ball came through a bit fortunately, but now you see a striker. We talk about players being fit and ready and sharp enough for games. He looked really sharp there, Batshuayi, but again, boosted by the goal.
Gurhi, one of the Chelsea players who got all the way to the final of the UEFA Youth League last season. Batshuayi looking to return it to him.
Yeah, just went the wrong way, didn't he? I don't think Connor was that. Yeah, just went the wrong way, didn't he? I don't think Connor was actually the ball that was on there. Could have spread it out to this right-hand side, and it might have been a bit different. But two players in there for the Bohemians, and they blocked it off.
Caballero signed a one-year contract extension shortly after the end of the season. By right, he's had a bright start to the game. I fancy another go here. He was selfless instead and slightly overhit his pass. Caballero concedes a corner.
He's actually done well there, Willian Caballero. If he doesn't make contact with this ball, I think he's got himself in no man's land, and just where goalkeepers don't need to be. You know, we're looking at Andre Wright, and you know he's a trialist. He's obviously got something about him, but that's where you see the wrong side of him. The pass was poor when it's a great opportunity.
Gone up after he swung the ball in. He's got to get that blend of youth and experience.
Well, it's going to be hard work for Frank, and you know he knows that with Jody, and they know that's going to be a tough season, this one coming up. But you know, with the players and the quality that we know we've got, not only in the first team but also in the youth academy side of things, we know there's opportunities, and if it clicks, it can work really, really well. And you know, that's where the hard work of everybody all together can make things happen.
Sterling with a mistake there from Graydon. Pedro moving it on for Gallagher. Batshuayi wants it just behind him.
That's unlucky. You know, I think Connor's done well there, because Batshuayi was a difficult pass, so he's gambled a little bit more, where possibly could he get it back to somebody on running, and there's no one following in behind Batshuayi. I think Danny Drinkwater's a little bit unlucky to give away the free kick here.
If you're late joining us, Michy Batshuayi on 8 minutes has given Chelsea an early lead here, and he's looking to do something about that. Right, waiting for a pullback, not come his way anyway. Kennedy shepherding away.
Showed some good pace there, didn't he, getting past Kennedy as quickly as he did.
Robbie McCourt got options, he wants to go himself, and just overran it.
Yeah, just a rush of blood, isn't it? The adrenaline flow, and
playing somebody in the thick of their campaign, I suppose. Pedro looking to feed Batshuayi, a bit too much on it.
Well, that's right. I mean, we said about the sharpness of the Bohemian side. I'm sure, you know, they'll be.
Dujon Sterling. Good shape on his cross.
It's not a bad ball, is it? And again, you know, we look at players getting into the box, and if we're going to be a side that are going to be putting balls or crosses in, as we look back to the goal and the lucky ricochet, but the power and the strength of Batshuayi to hold off the defender and then power the ball.
On the striker, you get through an awful lot of work. You are relying on others to come and help you out as much as possible, like Pedro's doing here.
Well, the balance will be with Frank as to who he wants. You know, really evident there. Good strength. But if we're going to get balls in the box, we need more than one opportunities, especially for the youngsters. And Conor Gallagher started the game very, very well. You know, he could be a surprise package.
Ampadu. He's already got 8 caps for the Welsh national side, Ethan Ampadu. He's only 18. A little run in the FA Cup, played a few Europa League group stage games last season. Kennedy shoveling on toward Batshuayi.
ودون خطورة نديدي في استلام هذه الكرة لمن ينديدي هنا بينية في دار المدافعين، ولكن اليقظة حاضرة من
minutes in here, Chelsea lead this game 1-0. Batshuayi with a sumptuous hit to ripple the net, nearly break the net from the one-on-one position after deflection off Kennedy, the fullback. After deflection off Kennedy, the fullback. Key names on the bench today as well. Bakayoko, who was on loan from AC Milan, actually had a fantastic second half of the season at AC Milan, getting a run in the squad.
Got a big donation coming through. Huge donation here, John. Paul Thompson with the, what a donation, €6 donation. And he keeps saying, great job for me. What a donation, €6 donation. And he keeps saying.
Chelsea is a worldwide club, and you'll be seeing all them streams, Paul, especially the one against Barcelona. That'll be an interesting one. Frank Lampard testing his wits against maybe Valverde, maybe not as the club when they do play.
We've got another donation from Chelsea Boy, 1981, €2 donation. Nice one, guys, keep up the good work. Thank you very much there, Chelsea Boy, with the big donation. It does go a long way.
If you want to become a moderator in the stream so we can block some of these spammers, then all you need to do is leave a score prediction of the final result and the next goal scorer. And we'll get rid of some of them spammers. Gallagher.
A couple of new donations coming in here. Lou 1017, €2 donation. Girls watch football too.
Girls play football too, as we saw in the Women's World Cup. What a success that was.
And Aaron Dowdell, €2 donation. Hey Owen, direct. Comment there with friend Owen, if you're watching.
Chelsea have started as they wish to go on here. The lead
donation. Hey Owen, direct. Comment there with friend Owen, if you're watching.
Chelsea have started as they wish to go on here. The lead in this game dominant at the moment. Bohemians had a good promising start, but they've backed off about 10 yards in the last 5 minutes, and they've actually noticed a threat from Michy Batshuayi, who offers that pace in behind, and that's why they've probably dropped off. Aspinacueta now.
New donation coming in there from Heath, €2 donation. Happy birthday, Scotty's son.
Happy birthday, Scotty. Hopefully Frankie can deliver the result for you today.
Scotty, birthday today. Wish him well.
Ampadu today.
Scotty, birthday today. Wish him well.
Sterling. Ampadu picks it up once again. Pedro. Got one trialist tonight, Bohemians, and that's Wright, who's playing in the right mid role for Bohemians. He's on trial today, so he'll be looking to perform to get the contract.
What a trial as well.
Just playing in the right mid role for Bohemians. He's on trial today, so he'll be looking to perform.
Good form.
Batshuayi might just pull the trigger. He does, defended well, and it goes out for second of the game. Batshuayi with a dangerous looking run once again, trying to get in behind, and a good pass to supply the goods, and the service has been coming, and there's going to be more goals to come surely.
Got a new donation in there, €2 donation. Top stream boys watching from Maritiers, off to bed now though. Thanks for coming through. And
well, you'll have all the rest of the stream secured, so thank you so much for coming through with that. And also West Ham tomorrow. Ball's whipped in.
You're coming through. And
well, you'll have all the rest of the stream secured, so thank you so much for coming through with that. And also West Ham tomorrow. Ball's whipped in. Close to the edge here. Danny Drinkwater.
another donation, John, from Patchman. €5 donation. Cheers, geezers, up the Chelsea. Big Chelsea fan there. Showing support.
Batshuayi pulls the trigger once again. Ball deflects out, Ampadu deals with it, and free kick given to Bohemians deep into their half.
Yeah, another free kick and another donation, John. €2 donation. Not sure what that name is, but you deserve it. Yeah, another free kick and another donation, John. €2 donation. Not sure what that name is, but you deserve it more than the Chelsea. Another American fan there.
Chelsea shouldn't be really charging money for a pre-season friendly in Ireland, but we've got you here, and hopefully you're watching and enjoying. Frank Lampard will be interested and I want to know a bit more about his side so far. Bohemians is not the test, the Premier League is the test, and interested and I want to know a bit more about his side so far. Bohemians is not the test, the Premier League is the test, and it can be decided in the first 10 games. They say a season can be decided in the first 10 games.
It can, John, and we know, a lot of championship teams that are going to win the title will do well in those first 10 games. They are crucial. And even if you're trying to avoid relegation, those 10 games are vital. I'm sure Lampard will know that, he's been in the Premier League a long time now. He'll appreciate the value of those first 10 games.
Frank Lampard, who scored a goal against Bohemians 12 years ago in a pre-season friendly. That came in their last pre-season friendly. Frank Lampard, who scored a goal against Bohemians 12 years ago in a pre-season friendly. That came in their last pre-season friendly. It was a good strike from Frank Lampard, 6 yards out. Chelsea, who have also got a UEFA Super Cup to look forward to against Liverpool. Obviously the Champions League winners and the Europa League winners coming together to decide who is going to be the best in Europe. Ampadu. It'll be a totally different squad to what we've got today, though.
Definitely, we've got a couple of more donations coming through. Ardy Jones with the €1 donation. Happy birthday to Jerome. Hashtag Sarri out and he has gone. We've got a couple of more donations coming through. Ardy Jones with the €1 donation. Happy birthday to Jerome. Hashtag Sarri out and he has gone. Let me tell you, he has gone. David Singer Rosen, €5 donation. Ring me when you see this bill.
Make sure you see it.
And Clamster with the €2 donation. Nice one. Nice one for that.
Thanks, Clamster. And also, if you're looking for David, then make sure you do give him a ring.